Hello, welcome to this video named as Digital TV. The contents of this video are Introduction to Digital TV, Digital TV signals and parameters, Digital TV transmitters, MAC signals, advanced MAC signal transmission, and Digital TV receivers. The course educational objectives are: the course aims to teach the working of real life video system and different elements of video system plus the encoding decoding techniques, make students familiar with basics of digital television, high definition television and various display. Upon successful completion of this course, you will be able to get acquainted with the advanced topic in digital television and high definition television. Introduction: to enhance the television viewing experience, digital TV offers or enables broadcasters to offer television with movie quality, picture and sound. Using digital television, this will be free the parts of broadcasting spectrum. Digital TV picture will be free from ghost images and snow transmission. Multicasting, that is multiple program choice. In a fully digital system, the analog signal is converted into digital signal by means of an A to D converter. The A to D converter performs three basic functions. They are sampling, quantizing and encoding. So first let's see what are the disadvantages of analog technology. All television broadcasts were analog with analog transmission. Programming is transmitted in a continuous signal that varies in amplitude depending on the information contained in the picture. This signal can easily deteriorate over distance or suffer interference from other sources, which produces a lower quality picture than the original. The analog TV signals we watch today are made of 625 interlaced lines and are subject to screen flickering, ghost shadows and blurring. So next let's see what are the advantages of digital technology. The primary advantage of digital transmission is that it slices the traditional analog television signal into a series of digital bits, which are then recombined to reproduce an exact copy of the original broadcast. These digital signals don't weaken with distance as analog signals do. As long as the signal can be received, the picture is perfect with no degradation. Digital televisions gives superior picture quality and better sound quality. Since digital signals are comprised of binary bits, that is 1 is always 1 and 0 is always 0. Because of this exact end-to-end reproduction, digital means better picture and sound quality. Problems like ghost shadows and blurring go away. Digital signals also produce a higher quality TV picture, displaying crisp, sharp and vivid images using up to 1080 lines instead of 625 lines. Additionally, digital television signals can deliver cinema quality sound effects using 6-channel Dolby Digital surround sound instead of only 2 regular stereo channels. Digital television signals, there are types of digital television signals. They are composite coding and component coding. In the composite coding, the composite NTSC, PAL or CCAM signals are quantized. The resulting is then digitized and the signals are referred to as digitized video. Whereas in the component coding, the luminance and chroma signals YUV or RGB from camera are separately digitized. The resulting signals are referred to as all digital video. Component coding is more attractive being independent of the color system standards, frame stores, noise reduction, special video effects are easier in component coding. What are the sampling patterns? So in the sampling process, it is necessary to consider scanning process, which has already sampled image in vertical, horizontal and time dimensions. The number of scanning points has to be as low as possible without introducing aliasing. The rectangular scanning grids can take different patterns. First is field aligned pattern, consists of sampling grid having rectangular projection both in spatial and horizontal temporal direction to avoid aliasing errors. The sampling frequency in PAL system must exceed 10 MHz. So in the next diagram you can see this is field aligned pattern, first diagram. Next, field offset pattern. It has half sampling period offset for the interlaced field and is more efficient from considerations of spectral density. So the B part here is the field offset pattern. Checkerboard pattern. It is formed by offsetting the sampling pattern from one line to the next line by half horizontal sampling intervals. So this C is the checkerboard pattern. Next, double checkerboard pattern. It is obtained by half sampling period offsets after every two lines and has better spectral properties. So the D is the double checkerboard pattern. How many bits per sample? Satisfactory picture quality is possible with 8 bits per sample. For the primary digital coding, uniformly spaced quantization is preferred because of simplicity in implementation and signal processing. The resulting signal is called as uniformly quantized PCM signal. Non-uniform tapered quantization is used for bandwidth reduction techniques. So this is the typical block diagram of composite encoder digital TV transmitter. You can see the U, V and Y signals are color plexed composite video signal, first converted into digital form and then video compression and then given to the multiplexer, digital multiplexer, whereas the sound the same way, it is pre-amplified, analog to digital converted, compressed and given to the digital multiplexer. Then it is transmitted using QPSK method and through the antenna. This is the typical block diagram of digital TV receiver to decode composite encoder digital TV signals. So from the antenna, the composite encoded digital TV signal is received by the QPSK receiver. It is demultiplexed and given to the audio section and video section. In the audio section, it is audio decompressed, audio, and then it is converted into analog form, digital to analog converter, and then audio codec and audio processing is done, then pre-amplified and power amplified and given to the speaker. Same way video decompressor, video signal is video decompressed and it is converted into analog form, and both the video signals, which is color, are all the color signals, and then the sync signals are separated from the composite signal, and the sync signals are given for the coil movement of the coil, and color signals are for colored tubes to display on the picture, display the picture. So what are the formats? All digital TV variants can carry both standard definition television and high definition television. All early SDTV, that is standard definition television standards, were analog in nature, and SDTV television system derive much of their structure from the need to be compatible with analog television. In particular, the interlaced scan is a legacy of analog television. Attempts were made during the development of digital television to prevent a repeat of the fragmentation of the global market into different standards. However, once again, the world could not agree on a single standard, and hence there are three major standards, that is European DVB system, US ATSC system plus the Japanese ISDB system. For cable, in addition to ATSC standards, the SCTE standard is used to describe cable out of band metadata. Now, what are the bandwidth requirements? In current practice, HDTV uses 1280 by 720 pixel in progressive scan mode, which is abbreviated as 720p, or 1920 by 1080 pixel in interlaced mode. HDTV has less resolution, VGA, which is 640 by 480, or 4CIF, which is 720 by 480 pixels with NTSC. 720 by 576, which is D1, or XGA, which is 1024 by 576 pixel with PAL in 4:3 and 16:9 aspect ratios. Each TV station uses sub-channels to carry multiple broadcasts of video, audio, or any other data, and can distribute their so-called bit budget as necessary, such as dropping one sub-channel down to a lower bitrate in order to make other one available to show higher quality video. Often this is done automatically using a statistical multiplexer. However, image resolution is only loosely coupled with bandwidth. Now moving on to the digital television, it is the latest way of broadcasting that is transforming our television viewing experience. Images and sounds are captured using digital technology, delivering a movie quality experience, multicasting, and interactive capabilities. That means better quality, more choices, and more control over your television. There are many quality levels of digital programming. The most common are standard TV, SDTV, it is the basic level. It also has the aspect ratio of 4:3 or 16:9 format, and enhanced definition TV, that is EDTV. It is having 4:9 or 16:9 traditional format, but comes with 480 pixel widescreen. And high definition television is widescreen format. It has only 16:9 aspect ratio with highest resolution and picture quality. Combined with digitally enhanced sound technology, HDTV sets new standards for sound and picture quality in television. The difference between HDTV, EDTV and SDTV are: HDTV, EDTV and SDTV reference the ability of a digital television to redisplay various digital TV broadcasts in its original format. Digital TV broadcasts can be transmitted using any one of 18 resolution formats. I'll show you in the diagram what are these formats. However, digital televisions differ in their ability to redisplay the image, especially when a high definition image is received. HD TVs can receive all 18 formats and redisplay high definition images using 540 lines or 720 lines without down converting. EDTVs can receive all 18 formats including high definition broadcast, and all 18 formats are redisplayed at 480 lines using progressive scan method. This method reduces flicker. However, picture quality may not necessarily outperform 480 interlaced when viewed at normal viewing distances. SDTVs can receive all 18 formats including high definition broadcasts, and all 18 formats are redisplayed at 480 lines using interlaced scanning. This means that high definition broadcasts are down converted in order to display the image at 480 lines. What is ATSC standard or picture format? As I said, 18 formats. There are 18 digital television formats given by Advanced Television System Committee. 6 are considered for HD TV. Each format has different combination of screen resolution, scan mode, frame rate and aspect ratio requirements. So you can see the format. So format is given on the first column, then vertical scan lines, horizontal pixels, aspect ratio, the scan method which is adopted and the frame rate. So in this table you can observe the various all 18 modes or all 18 formats. Vertical scan lines refer to the number of horizontal lines a television can display to create an image. Horizontal pixels, in the table what are shown is explained here. Horizontal pixel, each horizontal line in a TV is made up of individual dots or pixel. Aspect ratio defines the ratio of TV screen width over its height. Scan mode, it is whether it is progressive scanning or interlace scanning. Frame rate, motion picture on your TV is generated by a series of still pictures. So what is the rate by which they are shown? Digital TV signals and parameters. The Advanced Television System Committee is the group developed by ATSC Digital Television Standard for the United States. So the parameters which are given by the ATSC. So as in the shown previous table, various formats are shown. All these are given by the ATSC. However, a host of different images are also supported so that up to 6 SDTV virtual channels can be broadcast on a single TV station using the existing 6 MHz channel. So all these Dolby AC3 format, PAL system, how much it takes up, NTSC system and SECAM system is explained in these lines. So let's go into the digital TV receiver. So digital TV receiver, it has the digital TV receiver setup, and LCD TV is a digital television system that displays digital video on a LCD, that is liquid crystal display. This is the block diagram. So in the block diagram of digital TV receiver, as I said, we have the LCD screen. So inside the LCD screen we have A to D converter, decoder, digital signal processor, microcontroller, audio signal processor and video signal processor. So here we can see analog RGB is the input, digital DVI is the input, and the audio signal is given to the left and right speakers. And we can see the tuner card we can use or we can directly take from the antenna. And the supply requirement is 230 volts AC supply, but whereas to the actual TV screen we need only 12 volts 4 ampere. So DC to DC converter, first AC to DC adapter has to be taken up and then DC to DC converter. So as the explained component and composite encoding, based on these the signals will be encoded, and in the receiver the decoding takes place. So the decoding which takes place is done with the decoder, ADC, processor, controller. So all these which I explained initially are available inside this block. So this is the typical block diagram of a digital TV receiver. Thank you for watching this video.